Good morning, it is Rose, and welcome to another episode of Garden to Table with Rose. So today I decided to come out front and do an update, not a full garden tour, because I really am not planning to start those until May. I am in the middle of renovation again. Every year there's something that I start that I hadn't planned to do the year before. But to give you a quick update of what's going on before the tulips and daffodils go completely away, I thought I'd do a short video. It's overcast, so it's a good day. It's bright and early, 7:30 on Friday, April the 19th. It is cold here in Kalamazoo, Michigan, Zone 6A, but the cool season flowers are doing well. So over here, this is my side of my house, side drive. And so I've made a little crescent shaped bed here and then a straight line of shrubs. You can barely see them, they're very tiny. But I got arborvitae alternating with limelight prime hydrangeas. And then at the very end, I think there's a smoke bush. It's a Proven Winners brand, but I'm not sure of the name of the variety. So over here I planted a bunch of, as you can see, daffodils, mostly doubles, I believe, if not all doubles, and they are beautiful. I mean, they're going out now. They're on their way out, but I've never seen daffodils so varied and so beautiful. Yeah, so I'll be adding more daffodils come fall. I've already ordered them. I did move some of the artemisia over here because this is, part shade. It's in between my house and the neighbor's house. I have some extra little seedlings that I just put up here. That one's verbena, so there's a few of those annual seedlings. I just put yesterday all of my status that I started and stock up here. The reason why is because I'm running out of room in the back. I've been planting a bunch of perennials back there, so I don't have a lot of room for annuals, which brought me to my renovation. Now the stock and stays fairly short, so I figured I wouldn't need netting for that, and I don't really want netting in my front yard, flower netting, so that's why I put the stock there. And the status, I've never needed netting for that, so that should be fine. But those are annuals, so those will come out at the end of the season, those little ones, and I probably will replace them with the daffodils that will be on their way. So yeah, like I said, here I've alternated limelight prime hydrangeas with these little arborvitae. I can't remember the specific variety of the arborvitae, but they don't get more than 5 to 6 feet. And then I finally put my brick border here, all the way down to the right-of-way space. And as you can see, this whole section is covered in plastic. And the reason why is because I'm going to make a garden bed here, and I wanted to kill all the grass. I initially was going to get a wood chip order from Chip Drop. I've used them before, but I don't know if you recall the pictures. But when I got the one drop I've gotten, the pile of wood chips were up to my roof line of my house. It was so much, and it took a week of me and 2 helpers shoveling that stuff and moving it all around, and I really don't need that much. I need enough I was planning to cover this with 6 inches of wood chips to kill off the grass, but I don't need as much as they tend to bring, and you have to take the whole load. So I decided to try this plastic solarizing method, and I figure I will have to leave this plastic here for months, maybe the whole summer, but long enough for it to get hot and this grass to die, and then I will be able to plant in there. I don't know what I'll plant in there yet, but I'm working on it. Over here, excuse my little garden bags here, but look at all of this hens and chicks, sedum. It's all taken off. I started with, I don't know how many, a handful of plants and that survived. I think I had maybe a dozen and half of them died and the others survived, and look how it's spread. I do try to propagate them. I just break off little pieces like this, or if a piece accidentally breaks off, let me show you. You just take it, find yourself a little hole here and stick it in there and cover it, and half of the time, 50% of the time, they root. So I'm very happy about that, because I want to fill this whole little wedge up. This is all rocks under here. It was landscape rocks. I put a bunch of the wood chips on top of it, but it's still all rocks under there. Now I accidentally moved a coral bell over here. I didn't know how I did that. I was digging up something to put here, which the original thing died apparently, because I don't see it. And instead I get a coral bell, which is fine, because I like those, and if I can spread them around the yard, that's fine. I did move my potted topiary bushes here in front of the garage. I think they look nice. There, they're getting big, so they're flanking the garage now. And let me turn this way. I'm trying not to turn too fast, but things are just getting going. I've been cleaning during the last month. I've been doing garden cleanup. There's just so much, and I'm just starting to bring out my garden decorations and hoses and all of that stuff that I put out every spring. But yeah, cleanup is what I've been doing, and expanding the beds. So let me go over here. My little potted shrubs all survived the winter. Some look a little rough, but I think they're bouncing back. This one I love. It's like a whipcord kind of arborvitae or something, but it looks like little ropes. That is so cool, and it'll be really cool once it gets big. This little one over here, as you can see, has a lot of winter burn on the bottom, but then the top turned green again. So I'm assuming it's gonna bounce back. I just kind of like the habit, the structure of that is very compact, the needles on it. And so that is sitting there this year. This is actually a birdhouse that I usually had sitting on the other side, but I think in this spot this year, in the past I've just had pots sitting here, these pots and pots with flowers, but I think I'm gonna put my whole fairy garden thing in this area, because it'll be more visible, and I really want people that stop by to actually be able to see it. Before it was kind of hidden over there by that shrub, and unless I pointed it out, nobody would see it. These 3 shrubs have been here since I bought my house. I hated them until 2 years ago, and then I fell in love with them. It's a very common one, and I can't even remember the name of it right now, but if I do, I'll put it on the screen when I post this. But it's a very common foundation shrub, and I'm letting them get big. I usually cut these back. I was cutting these back like a foot from the ground every single fall, just because I couldn't stand them. And debating how to pull them out, but now I love them. They have these pink flowers that come on, and when they're flowered, they're beautiful, but this whole area is full of wasps and bees and all kinds of stinging things, which is another reason why I was cutting them back. But I'm letting them get to their full glory, because I don't plan to put anything else here other than maybe, a pot or 2. I moved my raised bed that was here on the porch. I had a small white one. I moved that to the backyard so that I could put my chair over here in this nice shaded corner. That chair, I love that chair. It's just very comfortable. It's a nice place to sit and just reflect, have coffee, have whatever, and look at the garden. Yeah. So let's see. The pots on the porch, I haven't planted anything in those yet. A lot of these pots I'm going to be putting actually food plants in them, because like I said, I'm running out of in-ground space. I'm running out of raised bed space in the back, and so I'm just going to be plugging things in where I can. The porch stays shaded, so that's an issue. So I need to put something that doesn't need a lot of sun. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to end up putting some kind of leafy greens or brassicas in these, as well as these window boxes, which nothing I put in those survives. Everything dies, and I don't know why, other than maybe because of it's too shaded. But even the things that like shade I put in there have died. So nothing survives in those, and I don't get it. They're fairly deep. So I'm gonna try putting. I think I said I was gonna put basil this year, but obviously I have to wait till it gets hot to put basil out because it is a hot weather crop. But I will. I think I'm just going to fill those up with different types of basils or some herb or lettuce, something that I can eat. And then I have my little circular arborvitae here. I call everything that's a shrub like this an arborvitae, by the way. So I'm waiting on those to get big. They're twice the size they were when I purchased them last year. But when they get big, you can only imagine they will fill out this ball, and that's going to look cool. So everything is still, in its infancy, really, in my garden. This entire front garden is 3 years old. This is the third year. This is starting the third year. So everything's pretty new. Most things I bought very small or bare root because it was more affordable that way. This is a mock orange that I got for free when I ordered some plants from one of the online companies. And I know that mock orange can tend to take over and get really huge, so I put it in a pot, and that is where it will likely stay. It is actually leafing out. Maybe I'll actually see a flower on it this year. Another arborvitae. I like this one. It's very soft. And it's weighted down because it rained all night, but it typically has kind of like a Christmas tree form, but it's very soft and I like it. Then let me turn over here. I haven't done one of these in a long time. Another really soft arborvitae, but this one is a ball. It takes a ball shape, but it's soft and floppy, and that stays in a pot. Over here I had a bunch of daffodils that are now gone. They finished out their cycle, and the foliage obviously is still here, but they were beautiful. They were like the ones on the other side, a lot of doubles. And as you can see in its place, what's starting to come up are alliums. There are a lot of alliums on this side, and also I have a lot of lilies that run, tall lilies, these big tall white ones, because this was kind of a moon garden, that run along this fence on both sides. So those are coming. The lamb's ear, look at that lamb's ear. That stuff is beautiful. It is loving this cool weather. It is getting big and bushy. I divided it last fall. I gave some away to a friend. I moved it all around so that it's all over this side, and it's all over on that side now, and it just keeps going. This other plant here, I'm gonna go around that side, but just while I'm here, this little white flower in the front is called Candy Tuft, and I love it. I only have 2 of them that I bought from my local nursery, and I will be going back to see if they have more. I just love the way it looks. I love the mounding habit. I love that it spreads. I mean, it's 3 times as big as it was when I put it in last year. This is supposed to be kind of a moon garden, so I tried to keep it mostly whites over here. So I would like to get some more of that. I probably could divide these, but they're beautiful. I want to spread that around. Now, they only bloom in the spring, and so then they'll be just green, but still beautiful. I got 9 bark over here coming up, and I have some other perennials too, not sure what. That's one there. I cannot remember what that is. Let's see. There's a sign here. Thank goodness. This might be another 9 bark. It's a Tiny Wine Gold. That's a Proven Winners. But that's a gold 9 bark. That's black. It's supposed to be black or dark purple 9 bark. And then this here is a hydrangea. It is a panicle. It is moon glow or something like that. It's from Blooming Easy, I believe, and I got 3 of those. I think I really like it because it has strong, sturdy, upright stems. I may be wrong on the name. I'll put it on the screen if I am. I have a couple of ferns popping up over here that I planted bare roots 2 years ago. Look at my apple trees. Look at these apple trees. OMG. This is supposed to be quick. I'm talking. I get to talking. But these apple trees are beautiful and full of flowers. This is the first time they flowered like this. Last year I got one tree, gave me 4 apples, and bugs got to all of them, so I had no apples. But this year I'm on top of it. I've concluded that apples are more susceptible to bug damage. I don't know why that is, but they did not. I mean, I used the same spray regimen, and the bugs didn't mess with my peaches and nectarines. But the apples, every single one had multiple holes where something, ate its way into it. So I didn't even get to taste one. This year, I have so many flowers on them, though, that I am sure I will get multiple apples. These are columnar trees, meaning they stay in this upright, skinny habit. They're made for small spaces. They shouldn't get more than a foot wide, 2 at the most feet wide. And, I prune all of my trees to keep them about 6 foot or less, so they won't get too tall either. But I'm excited about these apples. The hyacinths are going out too. I planted a bunch of hyacinths, the purples. They were beautiful with the daffodils. Oh my goodness. And I will tell you that the rodents and the bunnies, the squirrels, all that stuff, they do not mess with the daffodils or the hyacinths. Now the daffodils I know are toxic to animals. They have some kind of toxic substance in them, so deer, none of those animals will eat them. I assume the hyacinths must be the same way, have something that they don't like because they didn't touch them. So I'm very happy. This is a little lime, I believe, hydrangea here that's leafing out. I got a number of annuals in here too, or semi-annuals, like feverfew. Feverfew will come back for me occasionally. Here's a little bit of it right here. I love using it as a filler in my cut flower bouquets. There is Orlea, which is an annual, but it reseeds itself prolifically. It will be everywhere, so you really do need to pull some of it out. As you can see, these things look like carrots. It's Orlea, and it makes a beautiful white open umbrella type of bloom, and I love it in cut flower arrangements. It is absolutely gorgeous, but I have so much, and it was everywhere. I was pulling it out. It was in between the rocks, and I started with one little patch right here. That was all, and it was all over. There's probably some all the way over, even on the other side. That's how prolifically it reseeds. So I would advise you to, once it starts going to seed, to pull out what you don't want to drop seeds, and that you won't have it take over your entire garden. But I do use it a lot as a filler, so I'm happy to have some of it back. And that's all that's going on in this section. Now let's come over here. There is a lilac here. I can't remember which one it is. I'm assuming it's this one. There's a sign, yeah, primrose lilac. And then I'm not sure what that is there. It looks like some kind of shrub. I don't think it's a lily, because the lilies, the other ones, no, this is some kind of, I don't know. The other lilies are more like a pineapple top, the shape. So I'm not sure what that is. It looks like some kind of shrub, but we will see once it gets bigger. More of the lamb's ear in here. Like I said, it is looking great in this cool weather. This variegated sage has come back. I mean, you can cook with this. It is sage, but I just have it there because of the color. I like bringing in chartreuse, or the yellowish kinds of greens. I love these little gold arborvitaes. Can't think of the variety, but they are proven winners. And as long as they get enough sun, they should stay this yellow gold. They are beautiful. Now down here, this is looking kind of messy. I have mums returning from last year, which I'm happy about. Hopefully they flower and everything, because I don't want to have to buy mums every year. I'm talking garden mums that you can cut. Like, they are long stem mums, and they have very large flowers. So those are great in the fall, because not much is blooming in the fall. What I also have is some random tulips that have come back. They're not going to flower because these were my display tulips that I treat like annuals. These are ones that probably didn't come up last year and now they've decided to grow leaves, or I didn't get the whole bulb out. But as you can see, only a couple of them actually have any kind of flower on them. So those will be dug out. But I'm not going to do that until I figure out what annual I want to put in its place, because I'm going to intersperse an annual here with these mums, because the mums will not flower until fall, like late fall. And so I need to have something here. I rotate the tulips, or I was, every year because of diseases, and so I try to move them to a different section. This will unfortunately be my last year of growing tulips up front, I think. My whole, well, not whole, but half of my crop was devastated. I planted at least 500 tulips up here, and bunnies ate half of them. And then we had these cold and hot spells that caused them to start blooming on short stems. This one hasn't opened. Oh, so pretty. Caused them to start blooming on short stems. Then it froze again, so then the flowers rotted. Yeah, so it was a whole disaster. But now it's consistently warm during the day. Oh, these are so pretty. It's like a light yellow and white, kind of cream striped. And then look at these, how they open up. Oh my gosh, I don't know what those are called, but they were tulip mixes. There's another one of this candy tuft. Let me show you this up close. But look at that flower. Oh my god, it's beautiful. It's like this little white umbrella type flower with little yellow dots and a green center. Oh, I love it. I love that thing. I plopped in one of these little arborvitae. I had a bunch of those. I think I got like a multi-pack, like it was like 18 or something. It was a lot of them. And I was just kind of spreading them around. They were inexpensive. Yeah, so some of the tulips, as you can see, have survived and look great, but I really did lose about half of them. And you can see it more so here, because this is the line where I planted the tulips this year. And you know, there's some here, but I planted like hundreds. This is not hundreds of tulips. So yeah, and they're very short. The ones in the back are a little bit taller. Oh, look at this. Look at that. These are just starting to bloom. These look like parrot tulips. Maybe they are. But, show you that one. They're frilly. Some of them are frilly and ruffly. But that was a specific mix with these oranges and yellows. And then this was a different mix. These are more pastel-y colors. And then I had a mix of white. But yeah, this pastel mix kind of started to bloom really early, really short. There's more of the orange ones there. Now, when I say renovation, that means I am making my beds bigger. So I'm in the sun. So I have expanded this by about 2 feet. You see there's all dirt there. I do not know what I'm going to put there yet, but it's here. I've expanded this whole thing all the way around. So I've dug it all up, made a circle, because before this was kind of kidney bean shaped. It had an irregular shape, so I kind of made it into a circle, and because I needed more planting space. And I removed the inside brick border, so I'm going to leave that out and just keep it cleanly edged here. And I use those bricks to line the other side of the driveway. But I also dug out this peninsula in making the circle. I didn't remove the grass. What I did was I dug out the edges, turned it over upside down on top of the grass that was there, and that will kill the grass eventually. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do here. What I'm thinking is I'm going to extend the brick. There's a brick pathway that goes down over there. Well, not brick, but it's like pavers. So I'm thinking I'm going to extend that through here, kind of through the middle somewhat, and then plant on either side of it, so I have a walking path through this, because this is a big expanse. I don't know if you can tell, but now this this is like a big expanse of the yard here, so I do need some kind of pavers. And all the other stuff that I've had before is still here. It's greening up. My fruit trees, and you can see them in the back there. Those are peach trees. They are all leafed out. Flowers are starting. Lots of hydrangeas are over here. I'm not going to go into detail because that's what take an hour to go over this whole thing. This big tall tree here at the very end is my cherry blossom tree, which I've never seen bloom, and I'm hoping this year I'll finally get to see it. My pear trees and apple trees, which are on the other side of this row of trees, on the other side in the grass, they are actually flowering this year for the first time, so I am excited that I may be getting fruit off of those. But yeah, I may have lost a couple of shrubs. I'm not sure yet. I'm still giving things time. Some things haven't started to turn green at all yet, so we'll see. It's still early. I got some little pockets of tulips I put over here, but I came and I cut all of the perennials down, like the yarrow, which gets crazy. The Shasta daisies get crazy. I cut all those down back to the ground. I only let those stay in the ground 2 years now. See, this is all yarrow. There's an artemisia in there, but these are all clumps of yarrow. I only let them stay in 2 years now because they get humongous and they just take over, at least here. So after and I grow them from seed, so they're really inexpensive to grow. So after 2 years, I take them out. I have not bought up any of my bird baths or anything yet. I need to do that. There's a lot of Buplurum in here because I grew a lot of it last year for filler. I love Buplurum. It's a beautiful green and gold kind of filler. And I let them go to seed, and then I took the seeds and sprinkled them throughout so that I can have them just kind of mixed in is what I wanted. And then I will use those in my cut flower bouquets. And then this butterfly bush is coming back. There's green at the bottom. I don't know if the top is going to grow any leaves. I'm going to give it a little bit, and if not, I'll cut those off. These little lime little lime hydrangeas are leafing out. I cut all of this sweet autumn clematis back down to about a foot from the ground, and that is now greening up and growing. And yeah, everything is looking good. And then let me just do one shot from the front. But as you can see, it's under construction still here with me trying to renovate this and get this all set up, which shouldn't take too much longer. I figure a couple of more weekends, it'll be all done, as far as what I'm going to do. And then, like I said, I'll be adding annuals as it warms up once we get past our frost date. But everything looks good. The nut trees, my almond trees our almonds and chestnuts are leafing out. The snowball viburnum here on the end, I cannot wait to see that in bloom. It's so pretty. It's getting bigger. I think it had a few blooms on it last year, but it was like a third of the size of this last year when I put it in. So it's grown so fast. But and this weeping habit red bud right here, that thing is going to be beautiful when it gets big too. But yeah, so that's what's going on. As you can see, there's a lot here, a lot happening, a lot going to happen. You'll just have to ignore this. That's going to look like that for a while. But the other side, all my roses are growing leaves again. I am always so happy when I look at this garden, because I dug every single hole. I removed every inch of grass by hand with a shovel. So it has really been laborious, a labor of love. And so it is coming together with my vision. I did have a vision for all of it. So it's coming together. But that's all that's happening in the front right now. So I'll start official garden tours probably in May. Once I kind of get my cleanup and all that done, I'll have more time for that, because it does take time to not only film these videos but then to edit them as well, so they don't go on for an hour, because I can talk for an hour for sure. All right, so that's all I got for today. Take care. Bye bye.